Yo, yo, yo. It is Reverse Polarity, the last Reverse Polarity of 2021. I'm your boy, Hi-Fi Vega, joined as always by the man who never sleeps, the car audio eye of Sauron, the holder of the 2022 car audio crystal ball. What's up, Dean?
Oh,
ASMR.
have you ever had this 7-Up with pomegranate?
No.
It's a special festive drink. It tastes like nothing. It's quite good.
It's
I don't know. I busted
once
it up.
Sprite come out, I was like, I'm never drinking 7-Up again.
Really? Every now and then I have to do 7-Up. When I was on an airplane, I went like this and like this, and she looked at me like, "Huh?" And I go, "Oh, number 3." No, man, everything's great. I did find out a couple things though this week that I thought were interesting. So the man who never sleeps has been trying to get some sleep. So I've been going to bed at like between 10:30 and 11, which I never do unless I'm sick. And so Sue says to me the other day, she goes, "I think it's time for a new mattress." And I go, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, we've had it for a while." I'm like, "Really?" Because I only get very rarely do I spend more than, let's say, 4 hours on it a night. Yeah. If I'm lucky, I get 4 hours in there, and not just because it's like it's 2:00 in the morning. I get up at 8. A lot of times it's 2:00 in the morning. I go in there and she's snoring, so I just go back out on the couch, and then about 4:00 in the morning, I'll wake up. She's not snoring. I'll sleep there till 8, so I'll get about 4 hours of sleep. So I'm never in it. So, but now, going to bed at 10:30 and like waking up at 8, it's like I woke up this morning and I was like, "Oh my god, I got, did somebody wrestle me last night? What the frick happened? Like, did I get in a fight and no one told me?" Holy
you
crap,
went past the point, man. There's a barrier of sleep. You can't get too little and you can't get too much. Like less than 4 hours is really rough.
Yeah.
More than 6 hours. I don't know if it's just like my age now or what, but I need between 4 and 6 is where I need to be.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I need 10. Yeah. But after this morning, I felt like I didn't want to be there. Like my bed was like, "I don't want you here," and kicked my ass last night.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like,
fuck you,
this
buddy.
is meant for one. I beg to differ.
Yeah, they do.
I have a snorer here.
I mean, unless you have another way to say it, like in a different language.
Yeah.
Like snoro would be Spanish, I'm guessing. And that would be the Witches of Waverly Place, for those of you that don't know where that came from.
Oh man, that's a deep cut.
Before she was before she was a singer, she was an actress on Disney.
Yeah, and she's the reason my teens were sassy, I think.
I don't think that was the reason. Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's way more there than that, but okay, we'll go with that one. So, did you get any car stereo for Christmas?
No. Well, what did I get? Oh, I got the Snap-on. I told you about that. The LPs. So I got those, and I got a photo booth so I could take better pictures.
Oh, nice.
It's like a 24x24.
Yeah. I know the cool white box ones with the lights and all that crap.
It's
super awesome.
It's a pain in the ass setup, but it's cool when it's set up.
It's only a pain because you gotta
Oh, dude, we've bypassed that part. Oh. So it's not going back in there now. I just slide it right underneath this thing. It's big enough; it'll fit right underneath.
Oh, so you just like collapse it and then
yeah,
nice.
Go in.
I use those for sunshades. So my car has those for sunshades. So I'm like,
there you go.
Plus, when Haley was a kid, she had a tent that fit in this 14-inch bag, and it would. And so I was the only one that could figure out how to roll this thing up, and I'm like, apparently I was the only guy that saw the image in the 3D pictures too, but that's okay, remember those pictures they have in the mall? You have to stare at them for like 20 minutes and defocus, and then something 3D would jump out and you just see people staring at them all day long, and then when you got it, you were like, really?
Did you watch Mallrats? You remember the scene from Mallrats?
No, I'm guessing that was it.
So Randy did you ever watch My Name Is Earl?
Not enough to know the characters.
Yeah,
but yes.
Well, he's also the dude from American History X, the fat guy.
Yes. And, yeah. That's who's buff as shit right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Okay.
he's staring at this picture for like hours, and they're always in the mall. It's kind of their whole thing.
Mhm.
And a little kid comes by and looks at it, and he said, "Oh, Dad, it's a schooner." And he finally seen it, and he's like, he turns the key, he's like, "It's a boat, you dumbass." Oh man.
And why is that funny? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I know. I didn't get
Love
any stereo for Christmas either. Totally didn't care. But
You got something cool though.
I did get something. Haley got me this over here. So I had an odd number of Mandalorian to Stormtrooper ratio. So she ordered this for me from Russia. So there's a place called Cybercraft. If you guys have never been on the Cybercraft on Instagram, dude, they make like Tony Stark, the whole Iron Man thing with the thing that goes up, and they make it, and obviously Star Wars have a ton of, but they make some awesome stuff. She was freaking out because it's from Russia, so yeah, lots of love. And so she was like, when is it going to come? All the tracking information's in Russian.
Oh, no.
She was having to use like Google Translate to figure out where the heck it was. And she's like, I was so happy when it made it into New York.
That's
because then it was in English. What's up, fellas? All is well. Hope you have a happy new year. And let's kick the out of 2022. Oh, excuse me.
Ooh.
Thank you, by the way. Scott. Did you Netflix every year apparently for the last 2 years? So that's not really every year, but for the last 2 years, they've done a year in review show on Netflix now. So last year
I haven't watched it. I heard about it. I haven't watched it.
So last year they did the 2020 year in review, and it's narrated by Morpheus, the original.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
Why can I not think of his name? I knew it this morning. Fishburne. Yes. And it's great. He does great narration. I mean, it's because his wit is awesome, but now it's 2021 and it's just a picture of a dumpster fire. And so dude, I watched it last night. It's full of dry, stupid humor. Right. So a lot of it is not like you're not going to be sitting there going, but you're just going to, oh yeah, no shit.
It's like I love the 80s type show then.
Yeah. And if you're really okay, so they walk this they swim this line between right and left. I think they go a little bit more like anti-right, but they try to point out equal amounts of stupidity on both sides.
Yeah. As comedy used to do.
So it is kind of fun. I watched it last night and I was like, oh, this was. And Sue's like, what are you watching? I'm like, I'm watching the stupidity that was 2021.
I mean, hey, it's 2022 is only getting better. That's what I heard.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I've been watching The Witcher. We could talk about that in the next show.
Oh yeah.
But I'm 3 episodes in, so I've been spacing it out. I didn't.
You did the right thing.
Yeah, I'm watching, one at a time, digesting. Then I go into Always Sunny in Philadelphia, watch a new episode of that.
Yeah, you're doing the right way. I fucked up and watched it all. So.
All at once.
Yeah. That was 4:30 in the morning. Going, I should have really gone to bed.
Yeah,
that was dumb. Because I got to get up at like 9. Yes.
It's easy to do, man. It's easy to do.
All right, so we got a poll.
We have a poll.
What are you looking forward to in car audio in 2022? New amp available, new subs available, more DSP in everything, more availability of stuff. Okay, so let's take that one out of the equation. It just says more shows. How many more shows do you want? I'm doing 6.
I meant like car shows.
9. Doing 9 a week. Wow, I'm tapped out.
Right.
Oh no, I agree with that. I mean, dude, I'm so much looking. So like we put together our first couple months here, and it's like January is nothing, thank God. February is Knowledge Fest. March is Mobile Solutions Master Tech. April, I think we're skipping April altogether because I think there's something going on, but we're just not going to do it. And then May, I think, is Orlando. June, yeah, I don't know. We were like, oh, we got so much fun shit to do, but we get, right now we're concentrating on February and March, so we're putting together. We're trying to figure out what classes we're going to teach at these things. So I'm hoping. I pitched a laser class, so I'm really hoping they let me teach this laser class I want to teach. Put together a pretty cool class. It's basically to show, because a lot of these stores now have lasers, but they only use them for like the fab guy.
Right.
You're getting ours. Thanks, man. But we don't use ours for the same purpose that most shops use them for. We use them for the day-to-day stuff that you can make money on. So we want to kind of teach that class of how to quickly and efficiently use your laser for more than just making pretty trim panels to go in the trunk of a car.
You can do it at Mobile Solutions or Knowledge Fest?
That one will be at Knowledge Fest. Mobile Solutions, I have to do something with Andy Waymeyer. I don't know what yet. I got to reach out to him and find out what nonsense. I mean, I'm basically volunteering to just be the guy waving the towel in the background, grabbing his crotch, going, "What? Yeah, no, faux show, damn, right plus left."
Oh.
Yeah, I want to be that guy.
There you go. Hype man.
I told Jeff Smith, I said, hey man, if you win tech of the year for industry professionals, I said, can I come up with you on stage? I'm just going to stand in the background and go, you know it. Be his type guy, just waving a towel in the back, and just kind of like, oh, totally.
Wear a big clock. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Little John. More Little John.
Yeah.
I'm more Little John, because I don't want to scream like fight the power. I don't want to sing along. I just want to one word it. So I was like, can I be your Little John?
There you go.
Be Little Dean. I'll even carry a cup. I'll get a cup. I'll get the towel. I'll have to drop one to grab my crotch, but I think it'd be fun.
There you go. I mean, you'd be a good hype man.
I think I can be great.
Oh yeah,
I'd even stand out in the car, and go, "Whoo, let's get this." Get some sugar in me, and we'll be like, "Yeah, just need two sweet teas, right? Two sweet teas and a microphone. That's where it's at."
Speaking of sweet teas, so when we went to the Sundown show, we went and had dinner with the Down for Sound crew at a Japanese place. Jonathan Price. This dude could drink more sweet tea than anybody I've seen in my life, bro. I've never. And let me tell you something. And Derek can drink some sweet tea now. Derek ain't got nothing on JP. Hey, JP can drink some sweet tea. I don't care who you are. He could drink more sweet tea than you.
It's not a challenge I would accept. I'm like,
he's killing them, man.
No, I'm good. Like if I'm good with one. Like I'm
right.
Like. Christmas week was like really, really tough, like because there was a lot of late nights and a lot of dumb shit. So it was like I stayed up way too late, like an idiot, like that whole week. And then we had a lot of things that we had to do just to finish stuff up before Christmas for the show, that like just back end shit that we were working on. And then like we had the tech top 12 techs got announced, retailers and all that stuff got announced this week. So and I'm in the group that's responsible for that. So we had some more back end stuff on that we had to do. I had to watch like 50 videos in one night.
Did you get them all watched?
Oh yeah. But it was really fucking late. I was like, I need this by Friday. I'm like, Friday's Christmas Eve. That was, dude, it was like literally right after the show, Thursday after we did the show, and I was like, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I went and like took care of myself in the bathroom, shit my brains out, and then sat out on the couch and just, so 3:00 in the morning, I'm like, I'm done. So I was like, goddamn. But it all worked out in the end, so that's all that matters. Everyone was happy, and everything's cool. So we'll see where it goes from there. But all right, so what do you got for 2021 that just kind of torqued your screws?
You know what? Honestly, 2021 hasn't been that terrible for me.
I know, right?
But
I'd like to be angry, but I can't because we had like the best end of the year ever.
Right. I mean, like, knock on wood, nobody in this house got COVID, so that was a blessing. At least if we did get COVID, we didn't know.
Right.
So we didn't have to deal with none of that. I don't work in car audio, so the shortages don't affect me at all.
No.
Because if I don't get something, guess what? It's just like, oh, I'll get it when it comes out. I mean, when I can get it, it's not like, oh, I need this wire to do my job. Where's the wire, Paul? Like, Paul, I need the wire. So I have to think about what really got me in 2021.
Yeah. I mean, for us.
Okay. I just come up with it.
Oh,
I just come up with it. Well, I planned on going to the damn SEMA, man. That's what got me, SEMA. I was like, well, maybe it's not going to be as big of a show. And I go up there, everyone on my Facebook feed. Yeah, we're at SEMA. We're having a blast. Doing this, doing that. Like, damn, I should have went to SEMA, man. I should have went to SEMA. That's a regret.
Because that was in one of those windows of, as we like to call, windows of like, COVID is kind of not a thing. And then right afterwards, COVID comes thing. Somebody's 25 says Dean will buy a set of Koss headphones next year or whatever, however they pronounce it. I actually, after the show, I went and looked at those, and there are some really nice ones that I was interested in, but then I forgot. So that's usually what happens. If I go do a deep dive on something and I don't do it right then, I'll forget, and then it never get done. Yeah,
lost in the wayside.
Yeah, it's totally.
I used to rock the Porta Pros for a long time. They had that. They had a lifetime warranty, and I don't know if they still do, but they broke all the damn time. You just send them in, they send you another pair.
I don't want to deal with that. I'm not that guy. Like if something breaks, it goes in the trash can, and I forget about it, and then I'm done.
Oh, that's another disappointment. The OSS got canceled, so that's usually a really fun time.
Yeah, I mean, for us, like all the shit that got canceled, we made up for.
Right.
So I think, I mean, I would like to be unhappy about 2021.
Yeah.
But honestly, anymore, I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and I said, he goes, "How you doing?" I said, "I've set my bar to the point to where if I wake up in the morning with a heartbeat, I'm good. I'm good.
All roses.
All roses. I mean, I got my booster today. One more, and I get a free pizza. And I was driving there, and I'm like, so I'm literally driving to a place where I know more than likely they're going to hurt me, for one, because I'll quit. That hurt. And two, I'm probably going to be sick tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Sign me up. I think it's a great idea. However, I won't be sick the next day, hopefully. I don't really care. I don't care how people fall on that one. I really don't. It's like, you do what you want. Drive off a cliff. Have fun. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready. Joy. I'm just ready for freaking COVID to be over with. As is everybody in the world. It doesn't matter which side of the street you land on. I think everyone's done with this crap.
It depends. If there's a car driving down that street on that side, I might want them to fall on that one a little bit more. But it's just me. It's okay. But peace and love.
Yeah.
One of the things we always preach is pick a business model and then run with it. I didn't know I'd have to equate that out to pick a lifestyle and run with it. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at in the world, So, I'm planning on going to the fall wall by Sundown show. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, I think that's why we're kind of leaving our calendar kind of open, is that if we want to go to one of these events, like a like what you did this year, because those sound fun, kind of. It's nice that you don't only have to drive. Flying, obviously, as you did to the Sundown one, kind of sucked.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, who knows? If you guys do a fall meetup, that might be something that we fly out to, just because that would be cool.
Yeah, it's fun to hang out. The cool thing about that versus a competition is people are getting judged, so it's kind of, you're trying to pick your spots at the OSS meet. Everyone's just there to hang out. So
Yeah.
That's a good time.
Yeah. So if that, who knows if that happens, we'll, we might go. I don't know. We'll just, and that's the one thing that we found in the last couple of years is that the more we try to plan shit, the more shit just gets grinded up and spit out. So
Yeah.
like, 2020, we had a bunch of shit planned and that all went to shit. So 2021, we're like, and then we went, it started out cool. It's like we went to Orlando and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Then we went on vacation. I was like, oh, this is awesome. We got back from vacation. I was like, everyone stop.
Yeah.
All right, stop. It's no more fun.
They pulled the handbrake on the
Apparently
the
somebody
mountain
didn't get the
coaster.
memo and they went ahead and they were like, no, we're cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
We're cool. We got this. And then they all got sick. And then the numbers went through the roof. And I was like, everyone put your mask back on. It's like, Halloween again? Shit.
Yeah.
So then we didn't plan nothing. And we had a great time.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
That's how it goes. Cassie learned that lesson a long time ago on vacation. She would want to have a plan, like, basically an itinerary. And you figure out over time, it's like, let's just see what happens. Let's we'll start by doing this, and then we'll see what happens. See where the wind takes us. Less stress.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how all this pertains to car stereo. I had a great Christmas. My wife got me 3 stereo integrity amps. Boom! Now that's a wife that loves you.
Did you tell her which ones you had? He had to, because who even know what woman that's not in car audio? Unless his wife might be in car audio.
It might be, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, for one, stereo integrity. Let's be honest. Right. I mean,
which was literally the company you were like, I heard about something that you probably know about that you kind of were making fun of me, and rightfully so.
Yeah, because that's like who?
Yeah, it's like the nerd. Like you have to be a real audio nerd.
Oh, you have to be total, and they make some really neat shit too. Because every time I look, I go, God, this is so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Hey, you should put this in your car. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that because there's a really pretty amp over here. I see what I'm putting in. Before I forget, did you two get your Techmaster PEB CDs? I was like 20% off for a while. No, I have not.
I didn't order one either.
I didn't order one. I mean, I have the original.
Yeah.
Still in its, case and all that other shit. I don't. Okay, so here's why I didn't buy it. Because for one, if I was going to buy it, I'd just buy the download, which wouldn't do me any good. I can understand why I'd want the CD, but then I got to burn the CD. And then I got to put it on a thumb drive, or I got to put it in my Dropbox account because I have no way to listen to it. There's nothing, and I'm not going to put it in my CD player in my car because I think it has one. I don't honestly know, but I don't know how I would consume this media in a meaningful way because if it's not on my phone, I don't care. It's just too much hassle. I mean, I have a hard enough time just listening to music as it is. Not gonna lie, it's like, oh, I should listen to music today. That's a cool idea.
And my whole side of it is I don't like bass CDs, so I just like listening to music.
Yeah, I mean, I have the original, which the remastered version of the original is gonna be lost on me because it's just like the same shit. And even if it has new songs,
more bass, 30% more bass. I don't know.
Sound really good with those 6.5s. Bass boom bottom, bass boom bottom. The 125.4, the 200.4, and the 1500D. She's into cardio too and does all our fiberglass fabric. Oh,
that's killer.
That's a wife right there.
Yeah, man.
Damn. Does she sand? That's where it's at.
Make sure she's got her mask on. You have bad lungs.
Dean is probably not going to start the Mustang build in 2022. I mean, let's be honest. It's the likelihood of it happening, Bobby, is like thin as shit. I mean, bet on black. You'd have more luck. I mean, it's just I
literally got amps making music, and I had 2 weeks off, and I'm like, oh well, I'll work on the studio. Like, I got the truck over there I need to be working on, but who it is? Here we are.
It just sucks. It sucks. Somebody say Seal? Like, are we talking like the musician Seal? Like, I mean, he's cool, but I mean, like, the 90s are over.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi, do you listen to rebased music?
No.
Rebased. Is that drag shit? I mean, We called that Jamponi when we were kids.
Yeah, I see. Listen, I don't know. I don't. We used to just use the epicenter to rebase. That's how I always rebased anything.
Yeah. Because that can rebase anything you want. That's
Exactly.
like rebase / freebase.
There you go. But not like the crack cocaine freebase, but like
no, the good kind. Yeah,
free
no, like the
space.
Yeah, just standing in the parking lot listening to somebody else's stereo. Speaking of epicenter, we gave the 5,000th of 5,000th away.
And who won it?
Gentleman in Canada, which I do not know his name off the top of my head, but it's going to Canada. I was like, yay.
Canada.
Yeah, that means the shipping's gonna suck. I was like, Canada, shit.
Like, can you cross the border to pick it up?
Yeah. You know anybody in like New York or something that can
Right.
just like drop it off? I mean, Jesus Christ. Oh, they just kick you in the ass. Rebase
New
with
Year,
an
Gene. Appreciate it, bro.
Happy New Year. Thank you for the 20. Yeah, there we go. Apparently you were right on that one. Rebase with the epicenter. That way you actually you're not rebasing it.
Yeah.
You're just basing it because it's happening while.
Wow, yeah, live.
Yeah,
on the fly.
It's live.
Dude,
the thing I'm a DJ.
Wait, some of those people do really, really nice work rebasing stuff. But then you have the people that just like yeah, I'm just gonna crank it up. It doesn't matter if it's clipping to hell. It's just
I mean, I like slow down. I mean, personally, I like it when you just slow it down. Just slow it down a little bit.
Oh, chop and screw, DJ Screw.
I don't know. Just make it
now
all
listen,
slow.
See, I'll listen like DJ Screw, man. I'm about that. But
don't know what that is, but
oh man, Swisher House. Oh gosh,
no, sorry.
This
doesn't rub off.
You just stick to Sir McSlot, I guess.
We had Jamponi, and what he would do is he'd be the song. He'd literally stop the song. Jamponi's press, and I'd be like, and dude, they'd just be blaring the shit, and I'd be like, what the frick is this? Why? And then as I got older, and some dude comes in, and it was in his, I go, holy shit, you're listening to Jamponi? He goes, you know what Jamponi is? I was like, yeah, I'm old. He goes,
later, Craig. Get back to work, man. Don't be messing around listening to us while you're at work.
Totally be messing around listening to us while you're at work. Fucking cares.
I'm telling the boss where you work. I'm calling the boss right now live on the show.
You know, it's funny
like
that
Craig
you
listen,
say,
man.
Dean says Steely Dan only because for the last 2 days I've been listening to Steely Dan live.
Yeah.
I just woke up. I was like, I want to hear some, Cuervo Gold, baby.
You know, what the first thing that comes to my head when I think dun 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 dun.
That describes every single Steely Dan song.
I know it is.
So Haley got me hooked on David Dobrik over the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
So we did like because all his videos are like 4 or 5 minutes long. So it's like before you know it, you're like 2, 3, 4 hours watching the life of David Dobrik and whatnot. I'm like, damn, this shit's good. I was like, God, this motherfucker, they're giving him Lamborghinis and shit. These guys suck.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know of him, but I don't think I've ever watched any of his videos.
Dude, it's funny as shit. It's so stupid. And like, if you were 30, you'd be down with everything that these guys, probably 20, but either way, I mean, I just look at it. I'm like, this shit is ridiculous.
These guys are killing you with this.
What does it say? RCA2. Next week. Actually not next week, but the week after, because what we're doing is we're not going to go live next week. We're going to go live the week after. We take one more week off because we just need to finish up a couple more things. We got a couple sponsorship for the wall in the back that we're changing. So we got one more week after. We're just going to get everything smoothed out. And yes, the store's done. We're 99% ready to go. I was just waiting for a tax ID number here for Florida so I can sell them in the state of Florida. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to sell them in the state of Florida until I got that. So I got it in. So now I have to add that number in because they're real particular here. So everything is legit.
Oh, like your federal tax ID won't work?
No,
you have to have
state.
A particular one for state?
So state, yeah. You have state income tax that you have to pay here. So anything that just gets sold here in Florida. So like there's a lot of guys here that want to buy it, but I couldn't sell it to them because I have to be able to collect tax and pay it. So
Right.
whoopity do there, but we were waiting for that. So it's keep in mind, guys, I've never built a force like this is new to me, man. I'm
Right. Well,
you know, so
does it? That's something. Talk about something to piss you off. They'd be like, "You got to pay this. You got to collect tax, right? But
yeah,
you got to do it. We're not going to tell you how to do it. You figure
no,
it out. And if
no,
you don't do it right, we're going to punish you."
yeah. Well, luckily, tax in other states
Right.
is like you have to collect so much revenue in that state before they'll even
Yeah.
bother you with it because it's made for Amazons
Right.
and shit like that JPs and whatnot where they're doing thousands upon thousands of dollars in
Right.
those states. Then you have to worry about it. But locally, you still have to pay your sales tax regardless of whether you sell $5 or if you're a business, you just have to collect it. So like I don't have to worry about anybody else except for
But
idiots here in Florida that want to buy it, like myself.
Right.
So yeah, and it's just figuring all this nonsense out. Because I know it's going to be. Trust me, I have a lot of freaking money invested in this. I would like it to show a profit at some point. It's not like it's just like free money floating. And it's like I paid the goddamn bill, and we want to give it out.
Yeah, man, I gotta make some up, Franco. Hopefully, I'll have them up there this weekend. Some more.
Timmy Dean, I have a Christmas present for you. Where do I send it? To the shop? Yes, send them to the shop, and if you can, put a letter inside, or at least tell us who it's from. Amazon gives you the option to do that, but please let us know who it's from if you guys ever send us anything, because what usually happens is we open it, we don't find anything, and then it just kind of sits there until we hope somebody emails us and says, "Hey, I sent you this." Because like Fro sent you and I the jelly,
right?
Which we're gonna open on the next show with Haley. And we had no idea who it was from.
I know.
Oregon seemed like okay, it's got to be Fro, but
right.
There's more than one person
told
in that
me
state.
because he had asked me. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna send you some jelly." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Marionberry." I don't know what it is. I'll try it though.
Oh yeah, why not? I mean,
it looks good.
I tried octopus like with suction cups once.
Ugh, no, pass on that.
Oh yeah, it sucked bad. I was like, that's great.
Yeah. No, who's doing?
Can I get someone to shit in my mouth to make this taste go away? My two are producer managers, and they won't touch. It's all good. It's all good.
His jokes bump like boss on a 9-volt battery.
Jeez. Yeah.
You're wilding out, man.
So as far as 2022 goes, do we want to make some predictions?
Yeah. Of course, you already know some stuff that you probably can't talk about. Maybe some stuff that you can.
Yeah. I think I'll let some secrets out. I don't care.
Yeah.
I think I'll make some predictions.
Yeah.
I think there's a Japanese company that's going to come out with a new line of not ultra high end, but medium high end components that are going to look astounding. They're also going to come out with a multi-channel DSP amplifier. Oops, my bad. Along with a whole new line of 5.4 and monoblock that are going to be pretty neat. They may even have an in-dash. I don't even know why. Well, it's a hideaway box with a little tiny controller screen that's going to be a high-res player that if you follow the guys in Indonesia, they already have put it up on multiples. They already sell it there. We'll just say that. And they put up multiple pictures of it in cars. I think I think that's coming out next year, but I don't think you're going to see it until third or fourth quarter. But the amplifier is like a pretty awesome DSP amp, multi-channel, like lots of channels. Oh, and they're also coming out with a bunch of 3-way sets. So they're going to be doing away with they're going to have a tweeter. They're going to have 2 tweeters. So they're pulling the Morel game where they're going to have a big ass tweeter that won't fit anything, and then a smaller tweeter that'll fit stuff. And then they're coming out with a 3-way set and a 3-way set and a 2-way set and a set of coaxials because they always love to do that. They make some of the nicest Japanese high-end coaxials. They're also going to move the 3-way set down into their cheaper line. the next step down, the next tier. So that
And this is coming to the American market?
This is coming to the American market. We'll
Well,
finally have a 3-way set in their line instead of having to add a magical 2-inch that they just brought back into production with no crossover because they had it there, and they're like, hey, we could just sell this.
yeah.
No crossover. So they'll have that. So that ought to be neat.
What do you remember back in, like, first of all, Japan always got the coolest stuff, like the high end stuff. They
They do. They
always
still
got
do.
the best. But do you remember Sony had it was before the ES line was mobile. It was the XS series. It had a dual tweeter, had like the full 3-way component set, the big XM2000 amps. You remember those, the 2000 watts, the ones that literally take up the whole hatchback of the car?
Big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, well, with that line, they had tweeters and a middler and a pretty beefy 6.5. They were all like $900 a spring set.
That sounds about right. That's not bad.
But they had the dual tweeters in those, and that was pretty sick.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think that's I think it's a smart idea, because there again, if you're going into a car, let's say has a 3.5 in the dash and like a 2-way set where you have a 3.5 or a 2-inch in the dash and then a 6 or a 6x9 in the door, to go with that bigger tweeter is kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, shit, as opposed to a smaller tweeter. So I like that idea, and I like how Morel does it. You can just pick which one you want when you buy the set of the higher end components. So, you know, that Japanese company is going to have basically 2 model numbers. So you just pick which set you want. And then that set will come with a corresponding tweeter. So that'll be cool. I'm excited.
Cool. Well,
they
used to do remember they used to do the imaging tweeters? I don't know if you ever seen
them. Oh,
them,
yeah. Well, Sony did that too. They had the high res tweeters that you just, like, they're just for like above 20,000 hertz.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. They're just for presence.
Yeah. It's like, that's how you have to say it too. You cannot say it. It's Grey Poupon all the way.
Oh yeah, Poupon. It's all Poupon. But they work. Hey, you know, it's all the layers of disbelief. They are doing away with the 6x9 in that high-end line though, because they're going to the 3-way set. So I don't know what that means.
Sorry, truck guys.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, it's okay, because like I'm guessing that the high-end 6x9 and the current line that they have didn't sell that well. Mainly because most of the time when you're talking about anything above $600 or $700, you really have a hard time selling that 6x9. Everyone always wants to go to a 6.5, just because there is no $700 set of 6x9s to go like, boom, take that. They're just going to say, well, let's make an 8. Yeah. It's like, okay, but like an 8 is almost too much, whereas a 6x9 is oblong, so you get the goofballs going, no man, it doesn't produce bass, mid bass right, because I need a round speaker.
Yeah, no.
Sound comes off of a round speaker only.
Oh, somebody, hey, they tricked me the same way when I was younger. They were like, no, you don't want a 6x9, man. 6x9s are crap. Which back in the day, they really didn't have component 6x9s, so they were kind of right. Like it, you know, if you're one a component set versus,
there is a certain amount. There is a certain amount of BS.
Yeah.
Focal does make a 6x9. They make a. It is what they call Focal Inside, also Focal Plug and Play 6x9. That sounds great. They also make a 6x9 in their integration line for Toyota and Ford. But there again, we're not talking the integration series or the entry level, as well. It's not even really the entry level, because there's 2 layers down from there, I think. But it's still only like $300 or $400, not a $700-800 set of 6x9s. Okay.
Well, who makes the best set of 6x9s in? Right.
What are we talking? Like mid bass wise?
Well, just like for if you're putting a system in, you want the best sound you get out of a 6x9. Like,
I mean, if you have the room for them, you buy the Morel.
The Morel.
The Morel.
So they're like a bigger mount than
it's just a badass 6x9. I mean,
I didn't even know they made 6x9s.
Oh yeah, they make one,
and it's badass.
It's a component, and it's fucking awesome. It's fabulous. It's got mid bass for days. I mean, it's awesome. Comes with a nice tweeter.
We have a giant voice coil, I'm assuming, like Al Morel.
It's not a giant. I think it's like maybe a 2-inch or 1.5 inch.
Oh wow.
So it's because it's in, I think it's an ultra, I want to say. It's not those,
so like it's more standard. It's not like the 4 or 5 inch that they sometimes do.
Yeah, so like below Virtus, like the Virtus, I think is a 2.5 inch voice coil, and that's the first one made in Israel. Everything below that is designed by them, made somewhere else. Who knows where?
Right.
Could be made in Israel still. I don't know. It's just not made at the Morel plant. But that 6x9, yeah, it has like a 1.5 inch or 2-inch voice coil. It's just awesome, but it's beefy, it's big, it's deep. It's like it won't fit in a Dodge. Let's just call it that. Everything else, you're golden. Dodge, not a chance. Dodge needs a shallow 6x9. For those, we like the Kenwood. You know, the KFC 6903s are really nice. That's their 6x9 with a 3.5 and tweet. Now, as far as like a combo pack goes, like if you're just in there, again, cheaper. So, you know, if you're just going for an all-around badass 6x9, like the 6903s, man, there is not a lot that can touch them at that price point. Like those kick the shit out of everything in that price point. Like I will put them up against anything at that price point, and I guarantee you those will destroy them. Just destroy them. There's nothing that'll do that. But the problem is right now they're on back order. You can't get them.
Well,
so welcome to the wonderful world of fantasy.
Well, now we're back to 2021 problems.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. Kicker KS. Okay, so like all right, so here's my thing with Kicker, Bobby. The KS 6x9 mid bass is a solid mid bass, but no one's gonna buy that mid bass to pair like the 2.5 paired with it. If you're doing that, please stop, because you're missing out on a whole bunch unless there's a tweeter buried there somewhere. Because that 2.5
you'd have to do the snowman with that.
Yeah, you'd have or a 3.5 and a tweet. So get the KS 3.5 and tweet, put that up in the dash. But the 2.5s that they make to go with that do not play high enough to pair with that 6x9. They don't play. They're just not. They're just not.
They're actually a middler. They're not really
no, they're not even middler, because like
when they roll off at like 10K or something.
Yeah, they don't do that. They roll off way before 10K.
Oh, like, wow, really?
They do not produce any high frequencies at all. It is a mid-range. It is a 2.5
So you're going like
mid-range.
Stretching it at 7 or 8K.
Dude, like I said, man, like we did that Dodge, and we put those up in the dash, and we put the mid bass in the door, and we put a set of CS.
And it sounded like someone was holding their hands over them.
Oh man, it's like, hey, welcome to the party, guys. And I go into the back seat, and it's like, I was like,
whoa.
We got a problem, Houston. We got to pull this dash back apart and yank them things out of that dash. And we put a set of the DS, whatever, 3.5s up there.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounded. I was like, dude, that's what Kicker needs to do. Kicker needs to sell the 6x9 with the 3.5, just like what Kenwood is doing. Yeah. And that would be a solid move. They also need to sell the 6.5. Like, they need to start packaging the 6.5 and the 3.5, because that's every. Or just, I don't know, sell the mid bass separately. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to do for these manufacturers.
I know it is. It is hard.
God,
it seems like it's,
you know, and Kenwood does it nice, because they literally take the crossover and build it right onto the speaker. You know, so it's like it could be done.
Yeah.
There's like Alpine gives you the you know the little candy bars in their bags.
Right.
You know, so it's like. There's nothing magical about, like, we don't need a big passive crossover box anymore. Okay, I don't need something this big in my car anymore.
We're not trying to show it off in the installs anymore.
And I don't need it for that price point. Okay, it's like, listen, okay, if you're gonna spend $800 to $1,000 on a set of speakers, it's gonna cost you, from us, it's gonna cost you probably $500 to $600 to have us put those speakers in your car. Probably more. I'm not gonna lie, it's probably more than that. By the time we do the sound treatment, the fast rings, and all the bullshit that's associated with getting those speakers in your car to sound good, there's a day. It's a day. It literally takes Fernando a day to mount 2 mid bass in the door when we do a full package on that thing. Okay,
Yeah.
And that's me building the baffles. Like, he doesn't do any of that shit. I'm over there like, or go on the laser. So like I don't, and that's not even hiding crossover somewhere. So that take that out of the equation. Those aren't, unless it's one of those situations where everything's in the door, and then we have to do one of those mounts where we mark to the door panel and put the six conductor harness in there so that the whole door comes apart and whatnot. And that takes forever. It takes forever to do that. We don't need that in a sub $500 set of speakers. It doesn't make sense at all. Stop doing it. Just give us the little candy bar things that we can bury in there and make it easy. Kicker makes some of the, and Rockford's just as guilty. So we're playing in jail. They make these gigantic fucking crossovers. It's like, holy shit. Why?
Remember when they used to be cool? That's what it is. Remember the MB Court, like the old MB Court crossovers? They were like the music.
Oh yeah.
That's what I think. That's what it is. It's like, these are impressive. We got all the capacitors.
Dude, we had an original set of the Alpine X type. That were like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think I've got some in the garage.
Dude, even the original, like if you get the KRX3s, the Focal KRX3 three-way set, big goddamn passive crossovers, bi-ampable in pairs. So it's like the tweeter and the mid-range are on channel 1 and 2, and the mid-bass is on its own channel, so you can run a 4-channel amp to them, and they're all like 2 ohms, so it's pretty awesome. It's like, let's do that, fuck, all day long. It's just exhausting. It's just awesome. But Kicker could do it. Kicker could take the KS mid-bass, put its little passive crossover in there, and then sell all those little individual drivers all by themselves. So you at least team it up with the right one, and then it's so much better. Oh my god!
Yeah,
like
it used to kind of be like that for a while, and then we went to component sets. But you could kind of like, okay, I want this and this and this.
Yeah. Well, that was back in the 80s and 90s. We could do that. No, you're right. I was gonna say that the old Rockford T5 crossovers were massive. That's the one set of speakers Fernando's bummed that he never got a chance to get his hands on.
Yeah,
was the T5s.
I've never. Those were
he wanted a set of those so bad, and they discontinued them. And like they had some of them laying around at Rockford when we were there, and I'm like, dude, I bet you we could probably pull a whole set just from all the pieces we've seen laying around. I mean, they got to have a set of T5s somewhere that we can like.
But like, come on, we didn't come down here all the way for nothing.
Yes, give us a set of T5s, motherfuckers.
Yeah, come on.
No, we're walking out with backpacks and T-shirts and shit. Come on.
Infinity Beta crossovers, like 2 loaves of bread.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, I hated those.
I remember.
Oh god, I've pulled so many rusted versions of those out of doors. It's like,
dude, the Infinity Beta component set though, that's like a dream. That's a nostalgia dream set for me, because back in the day, I've never listened to them, never played with them. But back in the day in the Crutchfield catalog, that was the number one. Like, dude, I wanted those. I wanted the Infinity Uniplane, the really slim 6.5. Some of the earliest slim 6.5 I remember, anyways. Never got them.
That's the problem with, like, I've never sat there and go, oh, I'd really like a set of these old fucking speakers.
Yeah,
never could.
Nostalgia,
no,
man.
I'm not like, I want to see like amplifier heat sinks. Oh, those are pretty cool. I had a guy come in today that was talking to me, and he's like, he has a Charger or Challenger, one of the Dodges, and he's getting ready to do a retro system in it. So he's got an HCCA 2100, 250, and a 225 HCCA. And I was like, okay, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to use the 250 to run my front Kenwood KFC 6903s, and then run these 6.5s in the rear, and the other one's going to go on some subs. And I was like, okay, you realize you're only getting like 50 watts out of the front doors, right? He goes, well, no. So they did an amp dyno on it. They got like 70 watts. And I'm like, okay.
At full tilt with a sine wave.
I'm like, I go, listen, I've got a dyno, man. Once you get them recapped, if you want to do it, I'll run it on the dyno for you, and we can find out how much power is coming out of this. But either way, it's going to be sucking some serious power to put out 50 fucking watts. Like, dude, they're just gonna be space heaters in your car. Why would you do that? That's not what they were made for. You got the wrong color.
I don't know, the whole amp dyno thing, man. Even though as a guy that does the amp dyno videos, Like people are like, well, it says it done 700. Yeah, man, but that's not what's going to do in your vehicle. I literally am running a sine wave hooked up to a static load that only
Well,
plays 4 ohms, only plays 2 ohms.
well, okay. So to be fair, most of the music they're listening to now is just fucking sine wave. Okay.
It's a
So
rebase
like,
sine
if
wave.
you've been listening to music in the last 5 years, back
Yeah.
like with no instruments, it's just sine wave music. Okay. So they're playing sine. They're getting all that power out of that amplifier, man.
All that.
If you're listening to shit now, that's sine wave music. Unless that's country or Steely Dan. Pretty much all the shit on the radio that does not use instruments, which is pretty much all the shit on the radio, is sine wave music. You know, and that's the problem. That's why you have so many blown fucking speakers with these guys that are like, dude, I'm running my DD1. I got it at point. I'm only running it at 5 over, which is them thinking it's 5 under because there was a negative there. And it's like, dude, what are you listening to? That song has loudness maximized so that like it sounds loud as shit, and you gave it 5 dBs of over clipping, and it's sine wave music. Just light a match and pour lighter fluid on your speaker. Save yourself the headache. DJ sine wave. Yeah, no shit, right? That's what I call myself. Dropping 1,000 hertz hard.
Have you seen many of those B2 amps, like the B2 Rage? It's a 6-channel, a big one.
Yeah.
Like 100 watts by 6. So my buddy done an install for another one of our buddies, and he used the Savard Wrap component speakers. He used 2 sets of them.
Those like $120 Savard things?
Right. Oh. Okay, so he's like, he's on a budget. He's spent on the amp. So he's on a budget for everything else, right? But this ain't the funny part. So
he gets it so far.
And he gets Wrap 15, so he bridges the back channels. That he's like, listen, man. He's like, this amp right here is 100 watts by 4. He's like, we're running passive. He said, you can't go crazy on this. He's like, I've got the gain turned down. He's like, first of all, don't touch the gain. Secondly, because he done the whole install for him, done a real nice job on it. Yeah. And he's like, just don't. He's like, you can't wail on it super, super hard. 2 weeks, he blew every speaker in there besides
every speaker. Every speaker. Every single speaker. Okay. If you have to tell somebody, hey, man, don't wail on it. The first thing they're going to do
is wail on it.
Yeah. Well, we're setting up a car. We set it up so that, they're going to play it all the way up. It's got to be loud. It's got to be dynamic. It's got to sound, but there again, we try, failed this week, but we try most of the time to have a conversation. By we, I mean Fernando and I. Paul apparently didn't get the memo. But we try to talk to the customer and find out, what is it you're trying to do? What is our goal here? What are we trying? As it turns out, when you're deaf in one ear, time alignment's a really dumb idea. Just telling you right now. But we know that. We knew that, but we weren't told that. So, when you're set up a car for a half deaf guy and not knowing that, and then he gets in the car and he's like, dude, this sounds terrible. And we're like, what do you mean? Why does it sound terrible, Paul? I don't know. Did you know the guy can't hear out of this ear?
He just needs it loud.
Literally everything is coming from the passenger side of the car. It's horrible.
Jesse, you might not have never blown a speaker, but the guy that blew these speakers. You at least know of him, because I know that you know him. So I'm not going to out him on the show, but he knows who he is.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So for personal use, I think maybe when I was, before I started professionally, Peerless, we had the Peerless tweeters that we bought, and you could buy new diaphragms for $20. So at that point, you just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Plus, back then, back in the 80s, it's like, what's a crossover, man? Put that little cap on it, call it a day. That'll take care of everything, right? You don't understand slopes or none of that crap. So you're just like, put 100 watts on it and go. Kind of like what these idiots do now. And they're just like, oh my God, dude, calm down. Calm down. They're not space heaters. They can't handle that kind of power.
They still make those tweeters, the same ones. They're branded Telephony now, I think.
I mean, they were what they were. I mean, it was a nice dome dome tweeter that just sounded good and took a giant fucking hole. But yeah, I don't know. Other predictions for 2022. I think it's just gonna be more of the same. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't see. I don't see. Okay, let me put it to you this. Here's my predictions for 2022. If for some reason we don't make it through every freaking Greek alphabet of COVID, okay, which right now it really doesn't seem like we're not going to. I feel like we're probably going to go well into.
Yeah, we're in the O's. We're in the O's.
We're but it doesn't. It's not. It's not. Yeah, I think we're going to, just because I hate people. If we manage to nip it in the bud at some point, what we'll probably see is third and fourth quarter is when we'll start to get some really cool products that come out, because by then, like AKM and some of these other facilities that have been backlogged, we'll have gotten on board and start to get caught up a little bit. Right. And we'll be able to come out with some new products. So I think towards the end of the year, if we do a little bit of this, then, right around Christmas time, right around this time next year, we'll all be sitting there going, dude, that new thing is freaking awesome. But until then, I think we're just going to have more of the same shit.
Man, listen, if we don't have kicker L7s in people's hand by summer, let's just burn the place down, man. Just burn the damn place down. Kip, I'm telling you right now, we got a party.
First rule as a manufacturer when it comes to introducing a new product: don't introduce the product until you can ship the product. They shot themselves in the foot when they had us all come on there and they talked about all this shit. Because literally, I'm yelling in the background, for the love of God, guys, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do it. And they all think, listen, man, we both know all these motherfuckers think we're just crazy. Like, well, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh, you're right. We have no idea what we're talking about. Please, guys, we've all been doing this for 20, 30 years. We know exactly what we're talking about. The only difference is like, we do it daily, okay? Audio control, when Chris got up on stage and says, we're coming out with a 5-channel, and we're like, no, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
Like, silence.
Shit. Yeah. Like, I was on a call with him in 2020, and he was talking about a new product that they're not talking about coming out with anymore. They're still going to come out with it, but they shut the fuck up, because I was like, literally, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Stop talking.
You learned that lesson early on YouTube. Don't say what you're doing, because people are they don't forget. They remember what you said, and they're gonna ask you about it.
No, and that's why a lot of these guys make us sign NDAs, just not to tell us shit, just so we won't talk about it. And it's like, I've got it. They steel trapped us. Fine, okay, great. But the loophole is, this is the loophole. As soon as they start talking about it,
yeah.
It's open game. If Kip is out there talking about it, that's public knowledge. As long as we don't go past whatever he said, we're good. And that's why you'll see him, and he's kind of like back down a little bit. Like he's not like just coming out and being like, oh, we're coming out with this. Or just, hey, in the future. No, dude.
Hold on, listen. When we get, I'm gonna drop the link to Sidejag in a minute.
Yeah,
I've had some revelations about your accent, your accents, and we'll talk about it in the next show. So you guys want to hear those revelations?
They're picked up from what I'm doing.
Oh man,
no. As a manufacturer, you constantly that's why I see a lot of the Japanese manufacturers don't tell you shit. Until there's a picture in front of your face, and even some of their employees have no fucking clue this stuff is coming out until it's like, here's a new product for 2022. Are you excited? And this isn't anything we asked for. I asked you, are you excited? Oh, we're overjoyed. Spot on. Shit, how are we going to sell this?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But the other thing too is when you say stuff, it affects your market. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand. It takes manufacturers 2 years to go from I'm thinking about doing this to where there's something in their hand. 2 Years. So when you're thinking about like the Solo X, okay, or whatever the hell it's called, so L7X.
L7X,
Okay.
right.
When you're talking about L7X, guys, we've known about it for 2 fucking years previous to when they told you guys a year ago. Okay? Like, that's how long they've been sitting on this thing. Yeah, I get it. It's like it's pent up. You want to start talking about it. But come on, man. Have a production ready to go before you go, guess what, guys? We're coming out with ta-da.
Oh, man, Franco's fixing to get you right here.
Oh, let me tell you what, Franco. I didn't want to talk about that thing at all until it was ready to ship. Fernando was losing his fucking mind. He's like, let's start talking about it. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it until we're ready to ship it. And he's just hammering the shit out of me. And I was like, all right, this is what's going to happen. Because I had to shut him up. I'm like, all right, we're going to introduce it. It's going to take me longer than it needs to produce the website. Sure, we have them. We'd love to sell them, but we can't because it's taking forever to get this goddamn website going. And I got so much money wrapped up in this, it's not even funny. And yeah, this is what happens. But the nice thing is, this is the nice thing. Once it's selling, regardless of whatever product it is, mine, theirs, his, it's all forgotten. You know, when it sits back and goes, hey, man, remember they were talking about that 5-channel amp and we just like waited for 18 months for it to come out? Remember that? No one's going, oh, I got my 5-channel amp. Woo, yay. So it's no harm, no foul. If you can live through the headache of just mentioning it and then all the blowback you get from it, it's like a mixed bag of shit. It can be good. It could be bad. Doesn't matter. You know, so for them, they're getting a hell of a lot of attention, but they're also like, the guys are sitting there going, man, do I want to buy something? Because I don't know when this is going to come out. So I could just buy this and then I'll have that until, you know, so like there's, yeah, that's, it shapes the market. So you have to be really careful because people want the new hotness, man. That's why I like when
they don't want the old stuff you're selling. They want the new stuff that you have come out
exactly. With so like in a couple weeks, we'll be doing the news and, you know, we'll talk about all this cool new shit that's coming out. And then we'll say, all right, it'll be available in December of 2022. And you'll be like, wait, what?
Huh? Yeah.
Huh? Why? Because we just want to screw with you.
No shit.
We don't have the old product, and we sure as fuck don't have the new product. Oh, well.
See, I drove up to Stillwater. I told Kip, I was like, Kip, I could take one of these tins home with me. We'll do a little in-car testing.
He goes,
yeah, exactly.
It's going to go on my back porch in a ported enclosure. That's all I love. It's just love.
We're going on the side jag.
All right, let's get out of here. Hey, guys, we doing this next week?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you next week. Same
unless you want off.
I don't care. I'm fine. I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
See ya.
Side jag. Link in the description. Comments.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they are.